Good morning, students. Standard 9, Subject History, Chapter 10, Changing Life 2. Students, in the history syllabus that we have covered so far, we have learned about various topics ranging from classification of the sources of history up to the stages of India's development and growth post independence. Aren't we all proud of India's success story? Students, in this concluding chapter, we shall learn more about the changes brought about in the Indian economy due to privatization, liberalization, and globalization. We shall also learn about India's achievements in the field of sports, films, theatres, etc. And we'll learn about the gradual changes that have been ushered in by various reforms in India. We shall look at the changes that have taken place in the fields of language, sports, theatre, films, newspaper, and television. Languages: Hindi, Assamese, Bengali, Gujarati, Kannada, Kashmiri, Malayalam, Marathi, Odia, Punjabi, Sanskrit, Tamil, Telugu, Urdu, Konkani, Manipuri, Nepali, and Sindhi are the official languages in India. These Indian languages also have dialects, but their number is now on the decline. Timely steps should be taken to nurture them, otherwise, we will lose an important part of our heritage. Nevertheless, Hindi, which has reached everywhere through the medium of Hindi movies, has served to unite the country by language. English. The English language has been gaining ground in India due to the process of globalization which began after 1990. It has opened the doors to multiple job opportunities. English has been at the Indians have been at the forefront in learning English. However, it is extremely important to ensure that this does not endanger the very existence of our own regional languages. Sports. Sport is a great enabler. It changes lives on and off the field of competition. Participants personally benefit with health improvements, becoming stronger, faster, and healthier, and they also enjoy the competitive surge of adrenaline and chemical explosion in our brains that comes with win or by just being out there. Sport in India refers to the large variety of games played in India, ranging from tribal games to more mainstream sports such as kabaddi, cricket, badminton, and football. India's diversity of culture, people, and tribes, as well as its colonial legacy, are reflected in the wide variety of sporting disciplines in the country. It has been more than 7 decades since India broke the shackles of colonialism. Even as a fledgling nation took its first steps towards growth and development after its independence from British rule on August 15, 1947, sports became an instrument of instant global recognition. The relentless pursuit of glory on a sporting field gave birth to new aspirations and also provided a vent for patriotic fervor. There have been several milestones achieved in multiple sporting disciplines over these years by Indians. The Indian hockey team had already won 3 gold medals at the Olympic Games, but all of them had come for a team that was still a British colony. The 1948 Olympics in London was India's chance to win its first medal as an independent nation. The skill and ingenuity of the Indians was at full display as they won all their round robin matches. India hosted the inaugural Asian Games in 1951. This was a major sporting event as an independent nation in the month of March. The first ever Asian Games were held in the capital in New Delhi, which saw 11 Asian nations participate in as many as 57 events. The idea behind conducting this event was to promote the feeling of unity and friendship between the newly independent nations in the continent. Students, you have had a lesson on Kashaba Jadhav. Remember, he was the one who won India's first individual Olympic medal in the year 1952. While hockey had helped India create a niche for itself in global sports, the country was witnessing a surge in other sporting disciplines as well. At the Helsinki Games, Maharashtra's Kashaba Dadasaheb Jadhav won the bronze medal in the bantamweight category of freestyle wrestling. India won the fifth Olympic gold medal in hockey in the year 1952. As India dispatched Great Britain in the semi-finals and it thrashed Netherlands 6-1 in the finals. India won the first Test series in cricket in the year 1952. Long before cricket became a religion in India, Lala Amarnath had already etched his name in Indian cricket history by becoming the first ever Test centurion from the country in the year 1933. But his moment of glory came in late 1952 as he captained India to their first ever Test series win. This victory was as sweet as it came against our bitter rivals Pakistan. Geet Sethi. Geet Sethi achieved global excellence in snooker, which is a variation of billiards. He won the national championship of billiards for teenagers at the age of 15. Later, he went on to win national and international championships. At the global level, he won the amateur billiards competition thrice and the professional billiards 5 times. He has been felicitated with Rajiv Gandhi Khel Ratna Award, Arjuna Award, the Padma Shri Award, and KK Birla Award. His success made the game popular, and newspapers began to report about news about billiards. Thus, he made a new field available to rising sportspersons in India. It was in 1983 that the Indian team won the World Cup for cricket under the captainship of Kapil Dev. It was a historic victory for India, and this made cricket instantly popular across the country. Don't you all remember this photograph of Kapil Dev holding the World Cup in the year 1983 that was clicked along with his other teammates? Sunil Gavaskar, another legend in cricket history. Sunil Gavaskar broke the earlier record of maximum centuries in Test cricket, and he broke Don Bradman's record of maximum Test hundreds in the same Test, which was played in December in Chennai. The Benson and Hedges Cup in 1985, India won this cup. As a result, cricket became to be played in all states to a lesser or greater extent. A few movies were also produced around the theme of cricket. Live telecasts of the full 5 days or 1 days of the matches became available after this win of India. At the same time, India has been participating in various Olympic games as well. At the Olympics of year 2000 that was played in Sydney, Karnam Malleshwari won a medal for weightlifting. She was the first Indian woman to win a medal at the Olympics. India's representation began to rise in various Olympic games such as hockey, badminton, tennis, swimming, weightlifting, archery, etc. Theatre and films. Theatre and films are important aspects of Indian life. Early plays were very long, sometimes running through an entire night. Now, the form, technique, duration of plays have all changed. People from different walks of life take part in the dramas. But musicals have now declined in importance, and political and social subjects have replaced the earlier mythological and historical themes. The age of black and white movies has been succeeded by the age of colored movies. In the field of entertainment, the place of Hindi movies is incomparable. Now, movies reflect contemporary themes. Film shooting locales have moved abroad. That is, we see various foreign locations where films have been shot. So, viewers can now see many different places in foreign countries. Movies in foreign languages are also translated. During the screening of English movies, a short Hindi translation now appears on the screen as subtitles. Hindi movies have now uh, compete with global movies as they have reached every nook and corner of the world. We see a reflection of politics, social events, industry, and technology in the movies. Movies which were 3 to 4 hours long are now of only 1 or 1.5 hours. The concept of one screen and one cinema hall has given way to multiplexes. The days of a movie running for 100 weeks in one cinema hall are over. Now, one movie runs in thousands of cinema halls in India and abroad simultaneously. This development has changed the economy of movies, and production of movies has attained the status of an industry which employs crores of people. The movie industry in regional languages is also thriving. Newspapers. The changing lifestyle has had its effect on newspapers and other mass media, and they in turn have influenced individual as well as community life. During the early post independence period, newspapers had multiple objectives. What were the objectives? They helped in shaping public opinion, they directed it towards constructive work, they carried on the task of public education, and they kept a watch over the government machinery. Earlier, newspapers were black and white. With the changing times, color printing became common. The color printing that is now becoming more active, and the scope of newspapers now is that apart from reporting daily events, newspapers include raising funds for people affected by natural calamities, helping meritorious students from lower income groups to go abroad for higher education, organizing or sponsoring cultural programs, etc. Television. Television in India started with the experimental telecast starting in Delhi on 15th September 1959 with a small transmitter and a makeshift studio. Daily transmission began in 1965 as a part of All India Radio AIR. Television service was later extended to Bombay and Amritsar in 1972. Up to the year 1975, only 7 Indian cities had television services. Other than information related to agriculture, health, and family planning were the other important topics dealt with in these programs. Entertainment was also included in the form of dance, music, drama, folk, and rural art forms. Television services were separated from radio in the year 1976. National telecast was introduced in 1982. In the same year, color television was introduced in the Indian market. Other than information related to the agricultural sector, the central government launched a series of economic and social reforms in 1991 under Prime Minister Narasimha Rao. Under the new policies, the government allowed private and foreign broadcasters to engage in limited operations in India. With this, earlier, the scope was limited. Now the scope was enlarged to include detailed reporting of tours of President and the Prime Minister. Don't you remember the telecast of Ramayana and Mahabharat, where a majority of people used to sit glued to the television set for an hour to watch these serials? These serials proved the popularity of this medium. In 1991, CNN News Channel showed to the entire world a live visual reporting of the Iraq War. At this stage, the world of Indian news channels changed completely. In 1998, STAR, that is, Satellite Television Asia Region, a private media house, entered India, and the uninteresting, monotonous, and propagandist news telecasts of the early period underwent a sea change. Today, we see many private channels such as Zee TV, ETV, Sun TV, and AsiaNet that have started satellite broadcasts. Starting with 41 sets in 1962 and one channel, by 1995, television in India had covered more than 70 million homes, giving a viewing population of more than 400 million individuals through more than 100 channels. The language, the technique of presentation, studios equipped with the latest technology, and the use of OB-Vans have expanded the scope of Indian TV channels still further. Now, every nook and corner of the country is connected. This has had a great impact on politics too. In short, the whole country saw a sea change. Students, so far we have studied the history of modern India. I am sure after going through all the chapters this year, you will appreciate that the study of history can be a part of daily life and not just a thing of the past. Thank you, students. Have a nice day.